if you ever tried to make any sort of change, whether it's a weight loss, habits, you know how hard it is to make the change. And we see it a lot in weight loss struggles. Like you know what to do, but you're just not doing it, right? Despite the fact that you feel uncomfortable in your skin, you feel unhealthy, and you know you're on all sorts of medications. Or it could also be like, you know, when we get stuck in the same cycle all the time, like we make a big effort, you know, when we try to lose weight, but over time we just find ourselves, you know, back to the same weight at where we was, and the same habits, same behaviors, doing the same routine over and over again. Like we don't really change. So why is change so hard, and what can you do to create this lasting change? And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, and I'm going to walk you through a 4-step process, right, towards change. So once again, if you're tuning into this video, I want you to just drop a fire emoji in the comment so that I know you're here with me. All right. So why is change so hard? And one of the reasons is because our brains, we love familiarity. Like it's safe in the things that we do, doing the things that, you know, we already know, and that's where our comfort zone is. So whenever you try to step out of your comfort zone, there's always this negative voice in your head, okay, to tell you that you can't do something, and it exists for a reason, okay. And the reason is because it keeps you safe from your fears. For instance, your fear of failures, giving up, inconsistency, or even of what others might think about you. So it boils down to infamiliarity, which is why one of the reasons why also, you know, we get stressed, we get uneasy whenever we go through life events, like, you know, when we move to a new location or we change jobs, because they change the things that we normally do, right? They change your environment, they change the people that you interact with, and basically they change what what you are familiar with, right? So, but we need to understand that it's our comfort zone that has gotten us to where we are right now. And if we want to change our life, our health, and our body, we got to change the things that got us to where we are here in the first place, right? And that would require us to step out of our comfort zone, because that's where growth actually happens. So I'm going to walk you through a 4-step change process, which will be able to help you through to go through the change process easier. Not to say that change is obviously not easy, but hopefully this will make change easier for you, okay. And these are some of the things that I will go through with my clients in creating the change. Okay, so the first step is you got to shift in how you think, right? Acknowledge that it is normal, right? That, and then you can do something about it. So you got to acknowledge the fact that, you know, whenever we try to change, there will always be a resistance, right? There will, you know, that will hold us back from doing something new, okay. And once that's done, then we move on into change, correct? So when you're going for a change, when you're trying to start a new habit or a new routine, you want to start small and simple, okay. So for example, if your goal is if you want to sleep 8 hours every night, but right now you're currently doing only 6, so instead of going straight to 8, you want to try to move on, you want to try to go for 6.5. Do it over a period of time, then you start to increase to 7 hours, 7.5, and 8. So in the same way, also when it comes to meal prep, right? So instead of meal prepping every single day, you might want to start with just 2 or 3 days a week, right? Get in the habit, get in the routine, and eventually when you get better over time, you can increase the number of days. All right, so Start small and simple, do them consistently and gradually move towards your goals. Right. The third step is focus on taking action first. You know, you can always improve and optimize later, all right? Because overthinking things and overcomplicating things is what going to kill your progress. It's not going to get you anywhere, right? So you gotta take your first step, because the first step is always the hardest, right? For example, your first workout wouldn't be good, your first meal prep will be messy and stuff like that. But the more you do it, the more you practice, you get better, okay? And finally, the fourth step is, and this is super important, all right? You want to focus on the process, right? The process is the goal itself. You see, change itself is a process, habit building is a process. Your goal is actually to develop the habits that will help you to lose the weight and keep it off in the long term, all right? And that should be the ultimate goal, because when you get that right, your weight loss will come as a result of that. All right, so here are the 4 steps. Let me just give you a recap. First is you got to shift the way you think, thinking that change is resistant, is having the resistance to change is normal. The second one is when you're starting a change, you want to start small and simple. The third step is focus on taking action first. You can always improve and optimize later. And the last one is, which is the most important one, is always remember that change is always a process, right? Change is not a destination. All right. So if you want to create a change, you want to get in shape, you want to feel better in your skin, feel comfortable, once again, you know, you gotta be uncomfortable, right? You gotta embrace the change and make sure you don't give up and continue to keep going, right? Because growth only happens outside your comfort zone. All right. So once again, if you want a really simple support with that, right, let me know, as I have some simple steps and habits you can take, which you can start to use and start to make a change in your life. And if you want some support there, just let me know by dropping your comments, habits, or just drop me a message, send me a message with the word habit, and I'll send it over to you. All right, so I hope you find this useful, and if you find this useful, make sure you text somebody in it or send this video to somebody, because that's the best way to support the people around you. All right, so that's it from me today, and as usual, as always, I wish you a happy, healthy, and a blessed day ahead. Talk to you soon.